It ain't my style, but I don't care. I'd do anything with you anywhere. Yes, you got me in the palm of your hand, girl, 'cause I don't dance. No, I don't dance. I don't dance, but here I am, spinning you round and round in circles. It ain't my style, but I don't care. I do anything with you anywhere. Oh, I don't dance, but here I am, spinning you round and round in circles. It ain't my style, but I don't care. I do anything with you anyway. Yeah, you got me in the palm of your hand, girl, 'cause I don't dance.
From Leesburg to Manto, this is Kosciuszko County's home for country, Whitley 103.5.
Avila Motorworks is here to serve Kosciuszko.
Shoot, I didn't see it. Guess I wasn't paying attention. I'm just trying to stay awake. Woke up at 3:30 this morning. It's about going on 6 o'clock now.
K105.
Goodbye strung out on the swing low and carry me away. This little light of mine, it near burn me alive. Lord knows that mama's trying, now I'm gonna find.
Well, I started out in Michigan, southern Michigan, and now I'm going down towards the center of Indiana. Not quite the center, but actually it's probably not, probably a quarter way down Indiana to a little town called South Whitley, to this little Amish pallet shop. Got some slats for wooden pallets that they ordered, and they start at 6:30 or 7, and they needed them to start, so that leaves me to wake up early and make sure that they get them, I guess. So hopefully it doesn't rain too much up on the Michigan-Indiana state line. So after this, I can go haul a couple loads of logs out. We'll see. What about you? Where are you at?
So I can't.
That's right.
Good morning. It's just me driving. I was listening to podcasts, but I kind of started falling asleep. So I decided I'd go live and see who was up. Actually, I'm not. I'm a Notre Dame fan, and that's because my mom, growing up, for some reason, she was a Notre Dame fan. I don't watch that many sports. So if I'm flipping through it and there's nothing else on, I might watch a little bit of it. I believe I'm on State Road 9. Well, today, normally I'll haul logs or lumber. So I got a small logging company. And so a lot of the channel is cutting trees, loading logs. But then on days when the sawmill, yeah, State Road 9, this is the road we're on in Indiana. But on days when the sawmill has orders, if it's raining or normally like Wednesdays, I'll haul lumber. So that's what you guys get today, is just a lot of me talking to you if you strike up a conversation, and just looking at the road with me. It's got its pros and cons. So the good thing about driving at night or early morning is there's less traffic. Obviously, then you have to worry about the glare from the headlights and drunk people is something you got to worry about a lot when it's dark out, either early morning or late night. But I would say I prefer it better, just because. And then again, I guess you can't keep an eye on your load as well. But I would say I prefer starting out early, at least so I can get to the destination before the sun and the traffic comes out. Well, I think we've been going for about 3 months. Of course, the channel's been up for, I think, over a year or whatever, however long I've had my account. But I mean, we've seen some pretty good growth. We went from 7 people to, I think we're just under 1,400 now in 3 or 4 months. So that's pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with it. And then we just started a TikTok also. So if you guys are on TikTok, you can go to @TimberSavageLLC on TikTok, and we're gonna try to do some more stuff on there. Only because my sisters and my cousin all told me that they thought that would be a better place to post videos. So I don't know. I haven't had that great of luck with it. It's different than YouTube and the shorts, but I haven't had much luck with it. Drop some wood off to you, huh? We got plenty of it, I'll tell you. If you were closer, I would do that, buddy. Well, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Sometimes it's really boring. Sometimes we get into some pretty interesting situations. But it just all depends on the day. Just like everybody else. I mean, some days you're just barely getting by, and other days you're just living your best life. I thank you guys a bunch for the questions and the conversation. It's really perked me up, so I don't feel so tired anymore. That's good. I appreciate that. So what does everybody on here do for work? I think in like Kalamazoo, Michigan, there's a Tim Hortons. Not anywhere around here. I think the only thing on this route is like we got an Arby's and there was a McDonald's, but I used to eat breakfast at like sit-down restaurants every day. And I used to smoke cigarettes. And so I stopped smoking cigarettes and I started noticing, you know, I was packing on some weight. And so I cut out the morning breakfast and I just do a coffee. But recently, I've been noticing that I'm losing energy, and so I have been trying to eat a little more throughout the day, because I was just going off dinner from the night before for the whole day and just was feeling like crap. So I used to be in construction. My father-in-law, he actually owns a commercial construction company, and I worked with him for quite a while. We did a lot of concrete, machine foundations, steel buildings. Stone cutter. What does a stone cutter do? Like block? Yeah, that's something that I thought about too, is maybe nixing the coffee. But just that pick me up in the morning, I guess. It's kind of a thing that I started with, you know, the things that were gonna kill me the soonest. So, you know, just like a lot of people, in the trailer factory industry, when I started out there, I did about 8 years in the trailer factory, and you get hooked up with a lot of the wrong people, and so I got bad into drugs and boozing and smoking cigarettes, and I mean, you name it, I probably would have tried it at one point in my life. Nothing too crazy, but so I, you know, sobered up, got back on track, and I guess I just look at coffee as kind of a lesser of the evils. Yeah, concrete is it's pretty tough work. My father-in-law, he probably can work me in his 80s or 70s, I should say. He's a tough old booger. natural stone. That's pretty cool. So we got a 35-foot gooseneck that we're pulling. So we gotta take those wide turns, buddy. Hey, Solid Tank, if you go and comment on a short or a video of mine, then I'll be able to pull you up after I exit out of this live feed. If not, I might not remember, or hey, thank you. I don't take any credit for that. I would say the glory be to God for that. And then when my wife got pregnant, I kind of realized that I had to start turning my life around, because I was gonna have some little dude watching me, wanting to do everything like Dad, and the way I was acting and living wasn't the way I wanted him to grow up, thinking he needed to do the same things that I did. Boy, you guys were a godsend, I'll tell you. This morning, we're just trucking right along now. I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Hey, Solid Tank, where are you from? Honestly, that's the good Lord's the only thing that can pull somebody out of selfishness and kind of, I don't want to say put you in your place, but make you realize how not being or not thinking you're in charge of your own life, how good it can be to surrender and just give it to God. And there's studies now out that say that when you give your worries and your troubles and the stuff that weighs heavy over to a higher power, or for me, Jesus Christ, that it actually triggers something in your brain that relieves anxiety and depression. So, and that was written 2,000 years ago in the Bible. It's all in the Bible. So it took me a long time to wrap my head around how much of the Bible seems like a fairy tale story. It took me a long time, and I'm not gonna say that I'm even all the way there, but I know enough now to know that there's definitely something more than what I can see in front of my face. There's reason, purpose, and just a general consensus of morals and values that aren't there just by chance. Florida, man, that's hot. We just had my wife's aunt and uncle came up from the Florida Keys to visit, and it was about 60 or 70 degrees here, and her aunt had to go out shopping for sweaters because she thought it was cold. Hey, tell me, what relieves your anxiety and depression, boss? Shoot, in Michigan, 45 feels warm. But our winters are crazy. I mean, crazy cold. It's a different kind of cold. I've had people that, my neighbor used to live in Alaska, and then this old senior that works with me, he drives the Amish guy around. He also lived in Alaska, and they both told me that it's a real dry cold there, but it'll get minus 30 there, and their minus 30 doesn't feel like, you know, zero in Michigan.
Reports Governor Ron DeSantis has already declared a state of emergency. More than a
In the process of debit transactions, even alternatives exist.
Well, hey, look, we're passing this place right here. It's a little restaurant. I think it's called like the Corner Corral or something. And a lot of times if it's too tough of a trip in the morning, I'll normally pull in there and take a quick nap, and I'm not even gonna do that this morning. Just gonna burn right past it. Got 8 miles to go. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the reason why I wouldn't want to live in Florida. I mean, we have an occasional tornado in Michigan, but other than that, like, the worst thing we ever have to worry about is the cold. But it seems like Florida, you guys get crazy heat. If you want to go swimming, you got to worry about sharks or or stingrays, or not stingrays, jellyfish, and then you get the crazy hurricanes. I don't know how you do it. I know that my wife's uncle, he's had to rebuild 2 or 3 times after hurricanes. Like, his house was just destroyed. I think when I was a kid, we had a pretty bad tornado, and like our trampoline blew across the field, and that was about it. This year, my area actually got hit with quite a few tornadoes, more than normal. So that was kind of unsettling. Gotcha. I've been to, I went to Fort Lauderdale and Miami. I took a trip to the Cayman Islands, and so on the way there I went to Fort Lauderdale from Chicago or South Bend. I think I flew to Fort Lauderdale and then transferred to Cayman Airways, and then on the way back I went to Miami. But I never, well, okay, that's a lie. I did make it out of the airport, and I took a cab from Fort Lauderdale to Miami, or Miami to Fort Lauderdale, something like that, because the plane had to land because of a storm. So we landed at the wrong airport, took a cab, and our layover was long enough that I still made the flight. Ernest, I'm not sure what that says, boss. Where are you going? We're going to South Whitley, Indiana, United States. The Cayman Islands was, so the year that I met my wife, we started dating, and we were dating for about 2 months, and then my uncle owns a snorkeling company in the Cayman Islands, and he wanted me to go down there and help him work. And so was dating for 2 months and decided to take this month trip to the Cayman Islands. Well, at the time, I'm 34 now. At the time, I think I was 18. And so you just meet a girl, you know, you start falling in love, and so that month trip ended up being a week trip, and I was back home within a week. So now, I mean, that was back in 2010. So now I'd probably go and take her and my son with me, and we could probably stay 6 months down there and it'd be fine. But for the week that I was there, it was pretty fun. It would have been a lot funner if I would have been single, just because I couldn't stop thinking about her. when I was down there, and so it kind of made it a lot less enjoyable. But that's fine. That's how it was. I look forward to going back. I think, probably next year we'll go down to the Florida Keys and visit her aunt and uncle. And once my son gets a little older, if the world doesn't fall apart by then, we'll probably go back down to the Cayman Islands in a few years. We've been doing a lot of local vacations, kind of seeing more of Michigan. Because my son, he's only 5, so for the first few years of his life, he wasn't going to remember anything, so we kind of were hermits. We just stayed home and didn't do too much. So now he's kind of to the age where we can start taking him to stuff. We just went to a Renaissance festival a couple weekends ago, and that was a really good time. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think everything's duty free, isn't it? In the Caymans. I don't want to get into politics, but hopefully we'll just say whoever our next president is really makes some drastic changes for the little guys, like the blue collar people, because I don't want to get any tax breaks, or I don't want to get free handout money. But if the money that I did have had the value that it used to have, I'd be living pretty comfortable. I mean, I'm staying out of the cheese line right now, and I'm blessed to have it as good as I do now, because a lot of people don't. But it just seems like, 6 years ago, if I'd been making what I'm making now, I'd be sitting in a pretty good spot. But my wife stays at home, and I'm glad that I make enough that she can do that. So yeah, my dad took me to a lot of cool stuff when I was a kid too. And he wasn't really there an awful lot, but I do remember like rodeos and the fair and monster trucks, all that cool stuff. He tried. He was going through his own stuff at that time in his life, and I could be mad at him for not being there, but what's the point? Because he missed it all too, just the same as I did. So I'm sure it bothers him just the same. And now, I mean, he does a lot of stuff with a lot more stuff than he has to with my boy. And I guess if he would have been there more, maybe I wouldn't be the dad that I am to my son. Because not having him there really made me want to be there for my kid. And we're in the home stretch. We got about 3 miles and we are there. Yep. I think there's a lot of ways that you can look at things to make you out to be the victim. And I think that's a lot of the problem with people today, is that instead of looking at situations and owning what your responsibility is and giving credit to others for how the situation would be if you were in it, in their shoes, we just want to, or a lot of people want to just look at how they're the victim in this situation and how someone did them wrong, or how they would have did it different, and they can't see why that person handled it a certain way. I don't understand it, and I'm not perfect. I mean, I still do that same thing sometimes, but I just catch it a lot sooner and kind of redirect my energy into looking at it a better way now. That's what I'm saying. It's waking up early and getting to there's not a lot of traffic, especially here. On the way back we should hit a little more, and on the way back I think the sun's actually gonna be in my eyes a little bit, but this was the most pressing thing today, is to get this load here so I can just smooth sail it all the way back, and then we're just gonna haul a couple loads of logs and go home. Probably take a nap, because I'll tell you, after I turned 32, I started realizing how good those naps were. Did your dad drive a log truck? It's true. Yeah, those little cars, man, they don't really understand it. And then it's our fault if they whip in front of us to slam on the brakes and we rear end them. It's our fault. But you just got to take into account that there's going to be some people that don't understand and drive a little more defensively. But hey, we're pulling in here. We made it. I thank you guys very much. I gotta unstrap this load, get backed into a spot, and get unloaded. I'll probably I don't know if I should leave this feed on or not. I probably could. Morning. Push it. You early enough?
Yeah.
All right, good. there.
Oh, that could be up there. I'm gonna run this in so.
Okay.
And then I'll be off with the back.
I'll probably wait till you get everything else off and then back up a little bit so you can get that last
Okay,
one.
that's cool. Got a big day?
Well, I'll probably get a couple loads of logs hauled still yet, but
Where hauling them from?
yeah, no, like LaGrange, how?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not too far. It takes me about a half an hour to get there from
If I
the
take a load
shop.
back home then.
Yeah.
You got enough pallets?
Yeah, he said we didn't need it. Okay,
Alright, I'm gonna start in.
do it.
44,
Yeah, these four, I think.
that's 46.
Well, these.
Oh, okay, in the
Yeah.
front.
Yep.